they're taking over the province. Kevin and I are just here to sort of make sure it works for you, so we appreciate the work you do, and c'est un grand plaisir d'être ici aujourd'hui. J'en reconnais beaucoup des personnes dans la salle ici, et nous avons fait beaucoup de succès ensemble. Les partenariats font une énorme différence. Today, we're talking about early childhood development. And you know, when you think about it, it's one of those areas where people from no matter where they are on the political spectrum, no matter where they are in the community, it's an area where we all seem to have a broad consensus that investments in children and families at the early stages of their lives make an enormous difference. And I was just thinking about it before I came over here. If you have a really good experience when you're young, it magnifies for the rest of your life because you're what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. You spend some quality time with an educator or an adult or a grandparent or a member of your extended family or a group of people. That has such a big impression on you because it's such a big part of a young life. It makes such a gigantic difference. And I know that's been the case in my life. I spent some years living with my grandmother, who was a teacher, but taught me how to read. And that has not been a bad thing to have as a skill later on in life. And I do a tremendous amount of that now. But that couple of years made such a gigantic difference in my life, and I know it does in young people's lives. However they get that experience with somebody important in their lives at a young age, it makes such a huge difference. And Kev represents a part of the city that has, over the years, been a community where there's been so many strengths and so many innovations gone on, but yet it continues to be a community that has lots of people with low income, lots of people that experience various forms of social deprivation. But we both know that out of that community has come some tremendous leaders, Kevin among them, and some of his predecessors. It was one of the first places there was daycare in Manitoba. Some of you might remember the Greta Brown Daycare Center. And that was one of the first daycares right down in the inner city. It was places where there was pioneering work done on other daycare programs, and before lunch and after school programs. It's been a place where we see now some very good things going on. And I see our elder here, Stan McKay, and some of the work at Urban Circle, the Bukunsang intergenerational project, and all the work that goes into that. And I'm hearing from the community so much now the need for a partnership with communities that identifies traditional knowledge and Aboriginal experiences and Aboriginal knowledge as part of the fundamentals of creating healthy citizens for the future. And so when we talk about research, it's not just the traditional research, it's also the research that taps into that traditional knowledge and forms a sort of fusion of knowledge that allows us to have best practices for how we create and generate resources for young people. So this project that we're announcing today, I think will be very instrumental in creating a good platform for best practices all across the country, but here in Manitoba. And we've always thought of ourselves in Manitoba, at least I have, as a place of social innovation over the years. The United Way has always been very progressive in the organizations they fund. The government has been a partner with them on many of those things. The foundations in Manitoba have always been very innovative at doing things like programs like Head Start programs in schools like Dufferin School. And we've seen a lot of